Hi, welcome to Build REST API with Spring Boot and JPA on my YouTube channel. If you're following my YouTube channel from the longest time, you probably know that already there is a playlist on my YouTube channel which is REST API with Spring Boot and JPA, which I have created in 2019. Since then, so many things have been changed. I just want to recreate that playlist with the new concepts, with the new tools. So that's why here we are, and in this video course I will teach you everything you need to know about creating the REST API with the Spring Boot and JPA. Alright, let's begin. So what is REST API? So REST API, or the RESTful web services, that's what the people will call. It is a huge concept. I will not go over in detail about these concepts. I believe that you already know about the REST API or the RESTful web services, but I will give you a general definition or the simple example to understand about the RESTful web services or the REST API. So basically REST API, which is nothing but a collection of URLs which is available on the server. So we have a group of URLs and those URLs will be available on the internet. And each URL, call it as a REST endpoint. So each URL we are going to call it as a REST endpoint in technical terms, and each REST endpoint performs a certain operation, maybe fetching the nodes from the database or creating a nodes or deleting the nodes. It could be anything, but each URL performs a certain operation, and each REST endpoint also contains a HTTP method. So you already know that HTTP methods, probably there are 7 or 8 HTTP methods are available, out of which 4 are the most popularly used HTTP methods, which is GET, which is used to fetch the data from the server, POST, which is used to create the data in the server, PUT, which is used to update the data in the server, and DELETE, which is used to delete from the server. And for HTTP POST and PUT methods, we are going to pass the data in the request body. So we have a request body and the response body. So if you want to send any data to the server, we are going to pass it inside the request body, and HTTP POST and PUT methods will support the request body, whereas the response body contains the response data coming from the HTTP response or from the server. So what is the data format that we are going to use to exchange the information between the client and server? So we are going to use the JSON data format to communicate with the REST API. JSON is the most widely used data format, and we can also use other data formats like XML, text, but out of which JSON is the most commonly and widely used data format. We are going to send the JSON data in the request body, and it will return the JSON response in the response body. So what is JSON? JSON stands for JavaScript Object Notation. It contains key value pairs. Just like in Java, the hash map and the map contains the key value pairs. Similarly, the JSON also contains the key value pairs. But here the key will always be in a string, but the value could be anything. The value could be string, number, boolean, or even it could be object. So here is just an example for the JSON data format. You can see the key, which is always be in a string, and the value, it could be string, it could be number, or it could be object or anything. So how to map the JSON data to a Java objects? Because we are working with a Java application and we are sending the data in the JSON format. How the JSON data is going to map with the Java objects? So this is with the help of the Jackson API. So the Jackson API will take care of everything. It is going to map the JSON data with the Java objects. In order to work the Jackson API correctly, we should use the same property name on both the sides. So while sending the JSON data to the server, we should, whatever the property name we have used, the same property names we should use in our Java objects to map the JSON object with the Java objects. That's how it will work. So let's look at the application architecture. So before we start writing the code, we should always understand the application architecture. So we have a client and a server, and inside the server our application will be running, and our application is going to divide it into multiple layers. So we have a presentation layer and the service layer and the repository layer, or also called as DAO layer. So when a client sends a request, let's say /nodes, and the server takes that request and send it to the controller. So the controller is going to handle all the HTTP requests. It is going to take that request and it going to map the HTTP URI with the controller methods, and each handler method is mapped to a URI. Once the URI matches, a respective method will be executed, and inside the controller we are going to call the service method for extra information, and the service layer is going to call the repository layer or the DAO layer for the database operations, and the repository layer, it is going to interact with the database for the CRUD operations like create, read, update and delete. And again the repository will send the information back to the service layer. The service layer will send the information back to the controller layer, and the controller layer, it's the responsibility of the controller layer to prepare the data in which the user is expected, and it will send it back to the client as a HTTP response. So this is the whole idea of the application architecture, and this is called a 3-layer architecture. Alright, now we have understand the application architecture, and we have understood about the REST API and the JSON data format and other informations. And in the next video we are going to create the Spring Boot application, and we are going to start building our REST API step by step. I will see you in the next video.